Thanks for tapping in with 95 South TV, hosted by Icon Ian King, bringing you the best news and media through the efforts of the community. We interview nonprofit organizations, business owners, school teachers, spiritual leaders, and anybody who has an impact in the community that has a remarkable backstory. These professionals that we bring on this show has a story that will wow you, that will knock your socks off. And with that being said, we want you to tune in, keep it locked. We want you to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Be a dedicated listener. Come in, and if you require to do an interview, you can definitely reach out to us at 95southpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for your ongoing support. Your support is needed. It's appreciated. Tune in every Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon E, and we're here on 95 South TV once again. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to be on this great platform, to be able to do great things with great people. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna introduce everybody, all my peoples on here. Um, but first and foremost, at the top of the screen, I got my queen, I got my cousin, got Cuzzo out there in hot Texas. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Thomas. I'm saying, what's going on, sister?
Not much, not much. I'm glad to be here. And I'm thanking King Jacob for calling me Queen T. Okay. And I'm taking it and run with it.
All right. So I got my brother from another mother, you know what I'm saying, my right hand man. You know what I'm saying? We out here, you know what I'm saying, kicking butt and taking names when it comes to this, the Block Runners Entertainment, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to 95 South TV, when it comes to 910 Sports, when it comes to the breakdown show revamp, when it comes to just whatever. We just out here doing the big things. So I appreciate my brother, your baby mama favorite host, King Jacob. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, what up? What up, man? Just running around all over the place, busy as I don't know what, man, and man, just trying to balance it all, man. But I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, do me a favor, Jacob. Before I introduce this man, see if you could share on your end, because I don't know what's going on my Facebook. It's saying my page not shareable. Is it on your end? Because I'm trying to see if we could share to his page to Intercontinental Kint, and to see if it'll. I don't know what's saying. Mine's not letting me share for some reason.
Okay.
Uh, but anyway, I got my man. My Now I just met this brother last weekend, and we hit it off like very quickly. You know what I mean? You don't have a lot of kindred spirit people that you meet. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Especially coming from two different ends of the earth, kind of, sort of. You know what I'm saying? He a New York cat. I'm a down south cat. But we
Jersey.
was at the
Represent
studio.
too, but I'm Jersey though.
Jersey, my bag,
He
vibing out.
corrected that
You-
real quick.
Yeah, yeah, do it. Hey, I get it. I get it. Cause when people say you from South Carolina, I'll be like,
Me
man,
too.
no, that's two different things.
Too.
That's two
Baby, don't
different
put me
things.
there. Don't put
Yeah,
me there.
but I
I
got
was born in North Carolina.
yeah, but I got my brother. Hey, this brother did everything. And I got my. We gonna make an announcement before we leave. But this is my brother, my new brother in the Continental Kint,
Yes, sir.
aka Verbs. What's going on, brother?
Yo, all is well. I'm blessed. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So man, listen. So when I read up on your bio, brother, you done did a little bit of everything. Like when I say a little bit of everything, you did a little bit of everything. So
Yes, sir.
just kind of tell people, because you got a unique, crazy story, and just kind of tell people, like, first of all, like your different like generational people that you like connected to.
All right, so I'm gonna start with my blood relatives first. So I was legitimately born into the music industry. If you go back to the group The Drifters, rest in peace, Uncle Glenn. We buried him 2 years back. Then the next generation will be the Force MDs, where three out of the five will be cousins. Then our next generation will be Wu Tang. Ghost is a cousin. My mother was working for the record label that was doing the Star Wars soundtracks, and this is around the time that I want to say Tender Love had already been out, but they were putting out Love is a House at that time, Force MDs. So come up through that. So parents split up. Mom's is in Jersey, pops is in New York. So you was right with so it's like half my life. One week, like you know how that should go. 1 week you in New York, 1 week you in Jersey, with mom's, pops, whatever. So when we in New York, we're in Staten Island. So I'm watching the whole inception of Wu Tang and all that. Um, and let me clear this up while we on the air. Everybody who feels like the whole Wu Tang is from Staten Island, that's emphatically now cipher. RZA, Jizza, Dirty, RZA, Jizza, Dirty, and Master Killer are from Brooklyn. Ghost is from Staten Island, but he's from Stapleton. He's not from Park Hill. Then you got Meth, you got Cap, like that's Park Hill. Now everybody's family, regardless, but I had somebody try to argue me down. I saw the documentary. I mean, I saw the series. I don't care what you saw. I'm telling you what it really is. That kind of thing. And if they really watch the series, they would understand. Like they mentioned all these things. But so I'm watching the whole Wu thing moving as it's coming up. At the same time, I'm back in Jersey and I'm coming up under the outsiders. Like me and Young Z actually have a whole project. We just finished it. We was waiting for it to get mixed. Coming up under the outsiders. This is pre Lauren Hill first album. This is still score. For everybody that thinks that that was Vod Clef saying one time, two time on Killing Me Soft, is not. That's Young Z. Watch the video. You see Z sitting right behind it. One time, two time, all that. So this is prior. This is Eminem still being in the outsiders. So I'm moving around with Young Z. Actually, our studio was in the house. Young Z and Roddigga have kids together. Well, have 8 kids together. So our studio was in their house. Engineer was Ramses Ali. So I'm moving with the outsiders. M is coming around. That wasn't my man's like that, but I would see him all the time. Um, Watching the whole Red Man, and at that time, Red's clique was called PPP, Pack Pistol Posse, which they still kind of go by. But on the rap side is Def Squad. But so we was moving around and same thing. If you go back and you look at the Outsiders projects, you're seeing that Redman is on their projects, they're on Red's projects. So I'm watching Latifah, and then from my direct neighborhood, we got the big sister Heather B. We got Joe Budden. We got the group, the Double X Posse. Nah, babe, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Like that's my direct area. Um, and yeah, that's really it. So it's like 1 week we're in Jersey, with all these people, or at least watching these people moving around. And the next week I'm with Pops and I'm on Staten Island. So I'm watching the Force MDs. Rest in peace, Jesse. Like he would do a Michael Jackson impression, jump on the. So Staten Island is the only borough that you cannot take a train or a subway to another borough. You have to take the boat.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Because I was out there about 2 years ago, and I had to drive from New York, like the city, the like on the other side of the city, all the way out to. I had to take an Uber. It was like a 45-minute drive in an Uber, but it took 2.5 hours to get there.
that
Like
makes
that.
right. And bro, that's why when people complain to me, when people down south complain about the traffic, I tell them I've been here now going on 2 years, right? I've never experienced traffic. To me, it's an inconvenience. This is nothing. Sit in rush hour traffic, like you said, where it's a 45-minute ride and it takes you 2 or 3 hours to get there. Out here,
Hmm.
45-minute ride, it takes you 55 minutes. You're like, and they're sitting there beeping the horn, and I'm like, all right. Atlanta is getting kind of shiesty with the traffic. I saw that recently, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah, yeah.
I came to see you. I was like, damn, I'm about to be late coming over to see him. I was like 12 minutes late. All right, I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
go ahead, Taylor.
I was just gonna say, have you been to Houston?
Only on plane. And two of my artists actually live in Houston.
So they need to tell you about this traffic.
They
Okay.
have. And that's like I know that side. I know the traffic out there. Like I've been to Dallas. Um but I know that the traffic out there gets crazy just like in Cali and all that. But like this
I
little
just don't think that down south traffic get crazy like up north traffic. Like
no,
I've experienced both. And I remember me living in DC and trying to get from downtown DC back into Maryland. We talking about like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, now
Crazy, man.
that DC traffic. All right, so look, the funny thing is, like, anytime anybody I know anyway from up north has to go down south, we always have to say we need to, like, say we're leaving Jersey, we need to leave around midnight because you leave at midnight, 3.5 hours, you're through the DC traffic. If you mess around and try to leave at 2 a.m. and it's 5 a.m. and you get to DC, you want to just turn off the car and just sit there and chill because you're gonna sit there because that's what's that called, the DMV, and that's where
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
White House
Mm-hmm.
traffic and the Pentagon is different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, my top five, being I travel all over the country, my top five worst traffic is LA, is New York, LA, DMV, Atlanta, and Houston. That's my top five.
Okay,
You know what
yes,
I mean?
I can't wait to see that Houston traffic. Like I said, we got an artist, um, part of the team. We actually sponsored him coming into the US, and now he's a citizen and all that. Reggae artist, fire, fire.
Mm.
He also has a live band. They play like they play everywhere in Houston, like literally every weekend. If they're not out of state or back in Jamaica, they're in Houston. They're super talented artists. If you heard the song I did with Rick Ross, the song No Informers, that's actually me, Arsenal, and Ross. That's the one who lives in Houston. Arsenal, yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. So let me ask you a question real quick. I see, cause Jacob know this, and I drive my family crazy. My favorite show all time, or one of my favorite movies all time, Paid in Full.
100%.
So how'd you get connected with that?
You want the honest answer?
Yeah.
Well, look, statute of limitations is passed and everything, right? So, boom. Be my best friend and Josh. I can say, Josh, statute of limitations over. Boom. So me and my man Josh and my middle son's mother, we bounced to Harlem. We was going to get weed, a lot of it, right? So, and it's legal after now. Anyway, we're going to get Harlem. We're going to Harlem to get bud, and we on 145th and Edgecombe. So we pull up over there. It's like probably around 11 o'clock at night. When we get out there, the Goonies is outside, right? And I'm sitting there peeping from across the street. I was like, yo, this ain't going to end well. I really see what he's trying to do. So dude comes up, he's like, yo, we got it. I knew he was a scammer because if anybody was trying to sell you weed in that on that block in Harlem, if they're not Jamaican, if they got a American accent, they're gonna rob you. So I'm
Mm.
and this day I'm like, come on, man, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. So anyway, dude was like, yo, just come over here. But I got it on me, so I was like, come on. And he was like, look, what you need? I told him, he said, don't hate me for what I have to do, because I don't hate you for what you do. So I showed it to him. He was like, nah, I didn't like that. We jump in the car, we leave. The next morning, we still needed to get it. So me and Josh come back out there and we go to 140th and Adam Clayton. When we went in, there's nothing going on over there. The plug was my dude. So we go upstairs, he's playing PlayStation and all that. And by the time we come down, the block is surrounded by cops. We don't know what's about to happen out here, but there's mad cops out there. And I'm like, yo, we don't want to leave the building. The Jamaican dude's like, nah, y'all making the hot. Y'all got to go outside. So when we walk outside, Josh was like, I could curse on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Josh was like,
You
oh
good.
shit, it's Big Tigger. Because Cam and Tigger kind of favor each other. He said, oh shit, it's
Uh,
Big Tigger. I said, no, that's killer. The ill thing is my engineer slash producer, Wu, had just did the song Bing Monsters for the remix for Tragedy Gaddafi and Cameron, and he did bubble music and a couple other joints for Cam. So I was like, what up, killer? So we out there talking. He's like, what y'all doing out here? And I was like, bro, it's not a good look, and we probably shouldn't be here. And he was like, all right, where's the car park? So we told him it's like 2 blocks up. He said, Dig, do this right here. Y'all want to make some money? I was like, yeah. He said, look, this is the scene where Angie is sitting in the car with the dude Calvin, and then Cam rolled up on a motorcycle and he shoots him. He said, what you gonna,
mhm.
and just so you know, there was no real motorcycle. They actually had a like some crates, and they had like a seat on it with handlebars. So he's going like this. He said, what you gonna do when he pulls up and says, what's popping now, Kermie? And he shoots, y'all gonna just run. So I had like a minute part. He's like, y'all gonna just run, just don't come back. and I'm going to give you $100 as if I was paying you to be an extra. So he gave me
Oh wow.
he gave Josh $100, and he's doing this so all these people see this. Okay, boom, bro. As soon as we heard what's popping down, Kermit, everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Poof, got the hell up out of there, jumped in the whip. So my little 2 seconds of fame, I got in it because we were out there doing something that at the time we shouldn't have been doing anyway. And Killer remember being a Woo
That's
studio.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. You got something, Jacob?
Yeah, man. I just, you just took me back to when I was a young jit, man. Most people when they talk about female rappers, they don't mention Heather B. And I tell people that I can remember when Heather B was hot, and I can remember when Steady B was hot. You know what I mean?
right.
And I also can remember. I remember when K Solo had the most controllable voice in the industry. What I mean,
Hell
his
back.
voice was
Arms in
his
my
his,
bed.
his yeah, his voice was so distinctive that you know it was him. You know what I mean? So
Right.
talk about some of the Jersey legends that you was able to kind of interact with, to
Oh,
engage with.
okay. All right, it's a bet. So that's the easy one. All of them. So we could talk Latifah. Her mother was the I forgot if she was a English teacher or she was the math teacher, but I know by the time I graduated, Miss Owens, which is Latifah's mother, was the principal. Then of course you got the whole naughty. If you go to my YouTube, you'll see a video I got called Ball Out, and Stretch formed a group called the Garden State Greats. And then obviously you got Naughty by Nature, you got obviously Jaheim. I think I just posted another picture with us up. All of the outsiders, rest in peace, Slang Ton, Joe Budden, Red, the whole I don't want to say the whole Giller House because there's a lot of them, but a lot of them from Govmatic to Diesel Don, Redman. Um, obviously, I said Naughty by Nature, but KG branched off and started his own company called Divine Mill, and that's where Jaheim was signed at. So Milkbone lived around the corner from me, and that's the one who was beefing with Eminem, and that's her the whole thing. And I told her, and Milk, if you're watching, say I'm lying. Say I ain't tell you, leave that dude alone. I said it.
And so let me ask you this, man. A lot of people don't really understand how dope KG was from Divine Mills when it comes to the mixing and the mastering and when
He
it comes to
wasn't
big.
mastering.
Nah.
Nope, none of it. And if we want, I could add the person on here right now who is doing it because that's my engineer. It's Ken.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
If you remember the old, if you remember the band Slave with
Right.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
from bonus, that's Ken Johnston. He owned the studio Perfect Pair. Him and Jack B. Jack B is my business partner. We have an LLC together. He does all
Okay.
this cooling again. We just had a crazy show the day I met this brother Icon. We had the next day we had to go do the show for Cooling the Gang in Anderson, South Carolina.
Right. 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 Right.
Is a beast with making beats. As a DJ, KG, I won't say he's number one because I believe that the number one DJ ever, hands down, is DJ Jazzy Jeff. But I can, in good conscience, with a conscious mind, say that I believe that KG is in the top 10 as far as being a DJ. DJing, KG's a beast. Making beats, KG's a beast. Remixing, he's a beast. Finding talent, he's a beast. But Ken Johnston and Jack B,
Okay.
people that were
Okay.
making that music. And then
Okay. Okay.
Herb
Okay.
Powers and them out there in New York, they was the ones who had the mastering house.
But I do know KG name have came up in so many conversations when it comes to production, when it comes to mixing, when it comes to finding talent, because I can tell you that he discovered one of the best R&B groups ever, man. People can say what they want to say about Next. Next had them bangers, bro.
Bro, okay, I'm glad you said that because that's all fam too, right? And the same person that I was saying, Ken Johnston and Jack B, a perfect pair, that's where all that stuff was being mixed at. Pull up the credits.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like Kenny Johnston, yup.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope, man.
Mm.
That's dope.
Next is and it's crazy because I was actually saying this to the homies. This is like maybe I want to say 9, 10 years ago. when they started doing the little trends on IG and all that kind of stuff. And they kept there was some that was going to go, why you always lying or something like that. And I remember making the call. I said, yo, as soon as one of these fools does it and gets a lot of numbers on any of this social media, that's publishing checks for you. I said, don't spank them right away. Wait until you start seeing millions of streams go up. Because at the time, I didn't know how YouTube would pay and if Facebook was monetized. Like, this is before they were called Meta and all that. So I didn't know like
Mhm.
how they would monetize you and all that. But I know you wrote too, or y'all got too close. Y'all got the copyrights and the publishing to it. BDS, MLC, and all that. Let everybody say it. And that's exactly what they turned around and did.
Yeah,
mm,
yeah, man.
mm.
They was definitely a dope group, man. Dope
Yeah,
group.
yes.
So
And then you also got Janae. Salute to my sis Renee out of Janae. Hey, Mr. D. Like that's all under KG's umbrella.
okay.
And brings you the
Mm.
Rotten Rascals and the Cruddy Click. And yeah, Cruddy Click, Rotten Rascals is Diesel and Gotti. That also gives you City High, even though most people attribute that to coming by way of Wyclef. Wyclef, how could I say, he took them to the next level.
And speaking of City High, the fella on there that played on Sister Act, right? A lot of people don't understand that he wrote so many hits for so many different artists, man. His
Absolutely.
his publishing is crazy, man.
100%. And another brother that writes everything, I know he's watching right now because I hit him earlier, and he's an honorary Jersey resident. And I say this because he's from Orangeburg County or Bowman, South Carolina. And I'm talking Rel, formerly of Rockefeller Records.
You know who real is?
That's my brother.
Mhm.
Right? We got a whole project that we're working on right now as well. We just shot two videos. The first one we just dropped it last week, and the other one's being edited now. But when he left South Carolina, it's either 97, 98, he moved into a city called Perth Amboy, New Jersey. That's my city. So when he came,
1997.
yep. So this is when he's managed by DC, and he got with I guess DC. He had some nice connects. He had a dope club out there called Club 18, and he was connected with Dame Dash. And since he was connected with Dash, whatever relationships happened. And next, you know, Rel got the single out with Jay Z, "Love for Free," and then
Mm.
he signed over that rock, and like I've heard a lot of the catalog that's unreleased. Um, I have a lot of the songs. He got joints with Kanye. He got multiple joints with Jay-Z that you can find on YouTube and all that. He's on every Jim Jones album. He got joints with Beanie Siegel. He's on the Dr. Dre album, The Chronic 2001, the song The Message with him, Dr. Dre, and Mary J. Blige. He's in State Property and all that. So like when you say the Jersey people I interacted with, he moved there in 97. We're in 2025. That's a Jersey resident. You see,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
that's my brother right there. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
When he came out, we filmed these videos in South Carolina on July 29th in a place called Isle of Palms. And the
Hmm.
other was in Sullivan Island. And like there's none of that getting an Airbnb and none of that. That's my brother. We was out there for a minute. He stayed out here for the next couple of days and he stayed at my crib. Like this is my brother. And I tell him all the time, and I'll say it in front of the world. Don't let the fact that that's my brother negate the fact that I'm still a fan.
Hmm.
Right?
Right.
I admire what he does. He got the Grammy. Well, he got Grammy nominated for "Right in Here I Stand for Usher." Understand? So it's like I'm still a fan at the same time as being his brother. And if I'm doing something that he feels like yo that could have been better, he's gonna tell me. Just like if he's doing something like yo, you could change that. And we got a song right now that's being mixed and mastered as we speak. And it's produced by Jack B and played live by the members of Cool in the Gang. And the song is called Get To It. And it's being real. And when I tell you
Mm.
that this is a banger, and look, everybody that's on this panel right now is gonna be invited for the video shoot. There's like the song is grown and sexy. Everybody's gonna be in shirt, suit and tie. Like that's how we're doing this video. It's a whole movie. It's a whole movie. We just waiting for it to finish being mixed and mastered. Salute Jack B and Ken Johnston.
Okay.
Okay, hey Taylor, you got anything? I didn't know if you had to still get off or not. You got any questions, Taylor?
First of all, as we should, okay, as we should be there. Second of all, Paradise City, um, dope track.
Thank you.
So pretty much like what inspired you to make that in particular single that you have out now.
Okay, that's a great question. So what happens is me and Young Z from the Outsiders, we're doing an album called Sex, Drugs, and Hip Rock and roll beats, rap lyrics, right? Oh, and I gotta throw Dame Grease in there because it came together as a me, Dame Grease, and Young Z thing, and it wasn't gonna be a rock project or nothing. Me and um Me and Z were gonna do a song. Grease was supposed to make the beat for it, and we're waiting on the beat. And mind you, I'm only in South Carolina because he got me to move down here. So I'll start by saying that Grease got me to move down here. So boom, we in this. I'm waiting for the beat. I got you. I'll get it to you later today. I got you. Give me to tomorrow. Got you. Give me a week. So Z hit me. He was like, yo, what's up? What we doing? I said, I'm waiting for the beat. He said, that's it. That's what we're waiting for. So he contacted J Plus, that's RJ Payne producer, and Bazaar on them. He got a beat. When the beat came back, he was like, yo, you mind Rod Digger getting on it? Actually, he just calls it Digger. He's like, you mind Digger getting on it? I was like, of course not. So it had nothing to do with the rock thing or nothing. I had another joint, and we sampled aerials from System of a Down, and Z wasn't on it. It was me and my brother Quaz. That's who wrote Rum Shaker and a bunch of the stuff for Teddy Riley. And I was like, yo, Z should get on this. He heard it. Now his Grease hits me with a beat that he's like, check your email. So I heard this joint and I was like, ooh. I sent it to Z. I said, yo, what you think about this? And he didn't even respond by saying what he thought about it. He sent it back with a verse recorded. But the intro to the song, he was like, hip rock, because it was a Led Zeppelin sample. So as soon as he said that, right away, he said the words hip rock. I'm checking. Okay, does anybody got that LLC? This, that, and the third. Boom, we own it. Now, the next joint we come back with, it was a Jimi Hendrix sample. I love Jimmy. And I'm like, okay, we're going in the rock direction. And Z was like, yo, we 4 songs in already. We got an EP. Why don't we do an 8-song EP? Bet, let's do it. Grease was like, I got another beat for you. Nah, make it a rock beat. And now Jack B, again, that's my partner, but he was in Morocco. No, he was in Casablanca at the time. And so he was like, yo, when I come back, I got you. I'm gonna have something special for you, but I want to play this. Let's go. So you'll notice that there's 2 videos for Paradise City. There's one with 3 of us on it, and there's one with 2 of us on it. And the reason we did that, so shout out K Banger. So we went out to Phoenix to meet my brother, my manager, TJ Super. He was celebrating the 16-year anniversary for Radio Super. So when we get out there, obviously me and Rampage had 3 songs in at this time. So boom, I said to Ramp, like, yo, we're gonna do this song. We got it. The beat was cool. It wasn't crazy, it was cool. So I was like, nah, we need another beat, but like, let's keep these same lyrics. Jack B's back out. He said, I got you. He made that beat. I said, that's the direction we're going in anyway. I didn't say to him, make a rock beat or nothing. And he did it. And he was like, yo, I sampled this, but I don't want to get caught up in those samples. So we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it live. So record your vocals the way it is. Well, no, he said re-record your vocals the same way that the beat is. By the time you hear it back mixed and mastered, everything's live. That's why we don't got no copyright strikes, none of that stuff. So I was like, I bet. So now we record the song, and me and Rampa having fun on it. K Banger, my brother, he turned it into like what we like to call a lyrical miracle song. Like, we're not trying to be lyricists, we're trying to have fun on this one. So that, and then it was like we're spitting 16s, and he spit like 48 bars, and like it just threw it off. The verse was dope, but it wasn't what we were trying to do. So that's why you see but we shot a video for when we were in Phoenix. Ramp came out. Obviously, Ramp is a DJ as well, so he was DJing the anniversary and the awards party. We left, changed our clothes, went right downtown Phoenix, and I think we were on 12th and Jackson or something like that. And we shot that video, and we shot my video for Sway Pancakes. And then me and Jack was like, yo, let's make this more than just one album called hip rock. Like, let's make this a movement. Because if you go back to even Run DMC, and like when they had Walk This Way, and then even before Zach De La Roca and them changed their name and went straight grunge, they were called YBT, the Young Black Teenagers. But then like they were cool with the rapping, but when they changed their name and they went into that grunge world and that basically hip rock world, they're one of the biggest groups on the planet to this day. So I was like, let's do it. And then it's just like Jay Z with Linkin Park. I believe the album was called Crash Course, and they had like a fusion and stuff like that. So I was like, this is what I do anyway. And I love all genres of music. So like if I'm riding, like if I feel like I'm on some gangster type thing, I'm listening to Sam Cooke or I'm listening to the Reverend Al Green. Like if I feel like I just want to vibe out and I got a long ride, I'm listening to Sublime, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, um, stuff like the Green Day, things like that. So it just all fit into what it is that I do on my regular basis.
You
Like,
different, bro. You different, man. You know, you said Sublime, Green Day,
oh,
I
Green
Guns
listen
N'
to that.
Roses,
I
it's
listen
so
to
uh, uh,
that.
um, U2, White Snake. Like, listen, bro. Like,
oh, and then of
yeah,
course
yeah,
with the funk side because like I've always been a Parliament Funkadelic fan as well as Zapp and Roger. My ex-wife
right.
can't stand her ass, but what I will say is I built a real good relationship with her family members, her cousins, Bootsy, Kevin Goins, Glenn Goins, like that's her blood cousins. So we used to jam. I used to sit in their basement and I'm rapping. And I'm not talking about 20 and 30 years ago. I'm talking about up until we split up in like 2015. Like we're going to 7th Street in Plainfield, right in and I actually went to their mother's funeral. Like that's like how locked in I was with them. And we're sitting down there, they're sitting there playing, and I'm like, yo, I remember being a kid watching y'all pull up with George and y'all in Asbury Park and y'all landing the mother shit. The mother shit's coming. And then Bootsy, like, we gonna pop, baby. And so I'm sitting there face to face with them. And there's an artist out of Texas I'm working with right now, Jay Tronius. He was actually knighted by Bootsy Collins. And this is so ill because like Bootsy just literally passed him the torch to carry on the funk. And I want to introduce you guys to the he's the new Bootsy. Well, I don't want to say the new Bootsy. He's Bootsy's protege. He's that dude. And
What else? So what? I know you talk about us because I want to get to the Rough Rider stuff too. You know, I know you done work with X and your Dame and all these folks. So what was it like working it and working? Did you would you actually have actually in the studio with X
absolutely,
at all?
absolutely.
How was it being around X in the time that you've been around him?
So me and X's relationship wasn't like it wasn't a business relationship. For me, like our relationship was like, okay, like that's my brother. Like funny story, like so when we have Annie's, we're petty and we're childish. So we play slip and slide when we go to hotels. Like matter of fact, we have a event coming up soon. So I'll bring you guys to it. But every time we have events, we do childish stuff. So I want to say we were in Michigan. But I know it came out in the newspaper that he got locked up for running around naked and all that stuff. It's true. So we're in the hotel and we take all the like the black garbage bags, the contractor bags, and we'll line them up in the hallway. And we'll sit there and put everything from no Diddy, but baby oil, mustard, ketchup, man, whatever over it, and we knock on your door. And when you open it, see the rules are don't open the damn door.
Hmm.
But if you open the door, we'll spray you with the fire extinguisher. Now you're gonna get pissed off and run out the hallway to chase after us, and you're gonna go sliding down the contractor bags. So we did this. So we did this,
That's
and
crazy.
he was wilding. He wasn't too happy about it. But bro, you do it to other people anyway. So anyway, he goes running around doing that, and he was like, "Oh, you want to play games?" So he taking off his clothes and running around naked in the hotel and barking at the people in the lobby, and he got arrested. So like
Hell no.
that kind of what we talk dogs a lot. He used to mess with the remote control cars. Like that was his thing. Remote control cars. That was his real cars too, but he wasn't supposed to drive. But remote control cars was his thing. And we had more of that relationship than business.
Mm.
Like when I came into Rough Riders, I already had the car. My cousin J Dub, salute him. He had rebuilt the car from the first Fast and Furious, the Eclipse that Paul Walker had, and he actually gave me that car. So when I came in, I'm trying to pull up a picture now. I already had the whip. I was already doing my thing with the dogs and all that. I don't know if y'all can see this or not, or how clear it looks. So that's the back of the car. Let me see. That was the front of my car. So my cousin rebuilt that for me. So I already had that. I already had at the time I had this right here, the two-tone Benz. So I was like, okay, so you in here for the cars, the trucks, what kind of bike you got? And I was like, I'm not here for the dogs, the cars, the bikes, none of that. I'm here for the music. I said, and he was like, so X, so you came here because of X? And I was like, nah, honestly, I love what X was doing, but the locks was more my speed of what, like how I was moving around outside. Like I wasn't outside sticking people up and all that. Like I saw people doing it, but I couldn't relate to it. But when the
Mm.
locks talking that hustle talk, and then Eve is like, you got the dope hood chick around you, that was what made me want to come into the R. But them Dame Grease beats on that first X album, it was like, I think he did like 12 beats on the album. And it was like, yo, this is dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And again, I had already met them years back when they were doing it because everybody was out there for paid in full. Then a lot of the Rough Riders, like Rock, first Rough Rider in Jersey, he's from my city. Antoine, VP, or ex-VP, I'm out of Jersey. Like I grew up with his older brother. So I will always see Antoine, but Ant grew up with my younger sister, and I was always around his older brother. So it was just supposed to happen. And one day I was in court, and my man 007 was in court, and he was like, "Yo, what you doing tonight?" Nothing. And he was like, I'm like, hoping I'm going home. He said, me too. But if you go home, we got a bike night tonight. So pull up over there, and Tiger from Wu-Tang, Capadonna, old DJ, his sister's name is Rubia, rest in peace. But she over there, she was like, yo, you Tone Boy. I was like, yeah, what up? And she was like, I said, what you doing out here? She said, I'm VP for Staten Island. And I was like, word? And I was like, yeah, 007 want me to join in Jersey. She said, nah, you from the island. That's what I'm from Jersey. She said, you from the island. So she said, let me call my pres now. So when she called him, the president is my cousin, J Dub, the one that you see in every Ghostface video, the light one. But me and Jay are cousins. Him and Ghost are cousins as well, but him and Ghost are the same age. So I'm the younger cousin.
Yeah,
So
let me ask you this question real quick, cause I don't know if Jacob heard it yet, but that new Ghostface album is bananas.
it is.
It's
You know what I'm
crazy. It's
saying?
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
But
yeah, it and
but
you know,
hold on. I can
mhm.
hold on, man. Did you even expect anything less from Ghostface, man?
but but no no
Let's be serious now.
but no. See, the reason why I say it's bananas because okay, so a lot of times when artists do a part two or something,
I'll
the
turn it up
part two
in a second.
missed the mark. You feel what I'm saying? So in that regard, in this regard, Supreme Clientele sounds sonically just like Supreme Clientele One. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Sonically. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And just like when Busta Rhymes did Extinction Part Two, sonically it sounded just like Part One. But like when Ray tried to do Cuban Links 2, I felt like he missed the mark with that. You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like sometimes, well, even when Fat Joe tried to do what was it? Which one he tried to do a part two of? I think it was it Don Cartagena or something,
I
was
don't
one of
know,
them
man.
albums. And
All
he
I know, all I know is Fat Joe be on his podcast telling lies right now. That's all I know about Fat Joe.
Yo, the funny thing
but
is, yo, Joey really don't be lying. That's the funny thing
Man,
with the joke. Now, you know what it is? So we gotta remember this, right? like Joe is from the Bronx, right? So when you be hearing all these war stories, like even when Pistol be up there talking, Pistol just went through a whole from Terror Squad. He just went through a whole thing of people saying he's lying. He didn't do this, that, and the thing. They actually did, because yes, Uptown. If you're talking Washington Heights, yes, it's like 95% Dominican, right? That's I love the Heights, but the Bronx, especially, and keep in mind the age that Fat Joe and Pistol and rest in peace, Charlie Rock, all them are, and then think about their stories that they're telling from that perspective. Like, don't look at them as okay, that's just the rap who's out now. Look at them as people that are 55 or 53 and stuff like that, talking the stuff that they're saying was happening in the Bronx as they're coming up, where it was 95% Puerto Ricans, everybody's Latin kings, or
No, no,
yeah,
I ain't even talking about the story that happened in the Bronx, but I'm just talking about music industry stories and how Jada kids be looking at him like, Joe.
oh yeah, when he be like, oh yeah, but see, but that's their whole thing. They're supposed to do that. When kids be like, you throw the flag. What they got?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing with Fat Joe, it's not he's such a funny storyteller
Right.
because it'd be like it was 100 dudes and it was just me and three other dudes, and I'm like, bro, if you got jumped by 100 dudes, you be in a coma or dead.
The
Stop
funny
it. You know what I'm
part,
saying? That would be made. That's what make it crazy.
a lot of it is crazy, right? But again, look at these three dudes that he's talking about. There's only certain stuff that he's going to usually say. Well, five dudes he's talking about. He be talking about Charlie Rock LD. He's talking about Pistol Pete. He's talking about Armageddon. So those are the people he's talking about where people don't want to have beef with them.
All I know is this one
He
here.
got a whole documentary. They did a whole documentary called Scarface for Life about Rikers
Mhm.
Island, right?
Right.
They opened up an entire unit in the prison. What Rikers Island is not a prison. People think it is a big county jail. They opened up an entire unit because of Pistol. It's the predicate unit where they got to walk around with they look like big oven mitts, and they're on this ugly thing that looks like a wheelchair, and they getting pushed around like that. They got to wear red IDs because of Pistol Pete. That's Joe's partner, the one who got the dog in the yard podcast. So they're known for sitting there and just buck fifties. I got a buck 50. I got cut from here to here. Like they're known for that. And then when you're like, okay, you know what? Yes, we can mash out these guys. There's 3 or 5 or 10 of them, and there's 100 of us. But then you still got to go back to the city. And that's where a lot of the beefs was happening. Now I get it, a lot of it be sounding like, come on, bro. And like he'd be like, yo, it was 1,000. And I told him you're gonna get 100 years. A lot of it
Yeah,
is
I think the biggest story of late is the one where he was saying he was at school and he robbed 70 people at one time.
he
You
robbed
know
the
what
whole
I'm saying? And
hilarious.
then they made and he had so much stuff that some of them actually helped him take it to wherever he took it to or whatever.
Yeah, I was
That was that's the story that's kind of resonating to everybody the most. Like, come on, bro, you tripping? You know
yeah.
what
So
I'm
so
saying?
so I
Joe,
got one question. I got one question for everybody on this panel.
Hey, King
And
Jacob, before you go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. I will say, Mr. Kent, I congratulate you on your endeavors, and I love your music. So
thank you.
thus far, and keep shining, man. Keep
No,
shining.
I appreciate you, and I know Icon and I we got some things that we getting ready to do. He has some incredible artists over there. Country is a like I don't even know how to describe what that brother's doing. THD and Icon Son, like the things that they're doing over there. For me, it was such a breath of fresh air when I walked in and heard it because I've been down here now going on a little bit of time, and I'll say that everybody that I've been hearing sounds exactly the same. It's like when I walk in like I'm in the studio now, and everybody that I've been hearing, it sounds like one long Young Thug or Gunna session. And hey, there's nothing wrong
you,
with those brothers, but that's just what everybody's been sounding like. When I walked in there, and Country was like, "Yo, you want to hear something?" Yeah, I do. In my mind, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm thinking I want to hear something like that. And I'm not biased to the South. Two of my top five of all time are from the South. My favorite lyricists of all time, It's three stacks. My favorite production team of all time, and Rizzy gonna punch me in the chest for it. But my favorite production team is Organized Noise. And Scarface fluctuates between number 3 and number 5 out of my top 5. So it's not about me not liking the South or nothing like that. But I don't like when everybody sounds the same. The only thing I was able to compare country to is another group I love out of Georgia called the Field Mob. And he
Yeah.
reminds me of a mix between both of them brothers together. So and not, I'm not just hearing his music. He's standing right next to me performing it while I'm listening to it for the first time. It was a movie. And now I'm hearing this brother singing on this joint. I'm like, well, who's that? And he was like, huh? And it's ill because you know what, Icon, this is your fault. Because when I asked you, no, because I asked Icon about getting stuff mixed and mastered because I didn't like what a certain engineer was doing my stuff. He said, okay, well, you go talk to him because we was all having a meeting. He said, well, talk to him. He can mix and master. Not at one point did he say he sings, rap, none of that. Well, he's an engineer. Okay, so I'm approaching it like that. So now as I'm hearing country rapping and I'm hearing somebody else singing, I'm like, well, who's that singing?
So I tell people that THG is a mix between Gerald Levert, Luther Vandross, and Ruben Studdard.
100%. But look, but we gotta give him a little bit more flowers too because he's writing his own music. So
Right?
you gotta say Prince.
Yeah.
Writing his music at the same time. Because look,
And you got to say Heavy D because he
100%.
he from fraternity and he was a stepper in the fraternity.
Okay, you know what? That's how I kind of introduced him. He's the engineer and he dances, he steps. And then I thought about it like after I left and I'm riding back to go meet with Dirty to go do the podcast. I thought about something. I was like, I should have known you sang. Because when I got there, you took me to the back where he was filming a video and he was singing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But we was there for
Hey,
a lot going on.
but listen, man, we can stay here all night. But I'm gonna make a big. We're gonna make a big announcement real quick. So we got this show. I don't know if you've seen it, Taylor. It's called the Breakdown Show. And basically, what we basically break down old hip hop albums. It's me, Jacob, our DJ, my DJ from Orlando. I known him for 20 years. He used to usually produce all my brother's tracks down in Florida and or whatever. He a beast with it too. He one of those people like you, Verbs, where he like he are into all kind of music. So you're gonna love him when you finally meet him. So we got this show called the Breakdown Show. We already did Nas and Biggie and Jay and who else we do? We did X already. We did no, we didn't do X yet. We didn't do X
We
yet.
did.
We
We
did
did nice and smooth.
we
Nice
did
and
Big
smooth.
Daddy Kane, nice and smooth. So we're gonna do Ghostface on the first episode. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a tribute to my brother here. But he's gonna be one of our co-hosts. He's gonna be a new co-host. Because if you just hearing him now, just sitting here telling all these crazy stories, I know he got a million more of them. So when we start breaking down these albums, he could tell us ghost stories. He could tell us X stories. He could tell us whatever artists, a lot of these artist stories when we break down each album and all them old school albums that we breaking down right now. We might eventually get to the newer stuff. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it, but we gonna for the most part get to
Since
mostly
since
old
we
school stuff.
post album, I
Okay.
know Miss Taylor gotta leave. Let me just ask y'all all the same question, but I want Taylor to answer it first
Mhm.
because she gotta bounce out. You listen to ghost music?
I listened to some of the old Ghost.
Okay.
Some of it.
That's what I want to know about the older stuff.
Mhm.
So, what is your favorite ghost? Like, you don't got to recite the verse or nothing.
Don't do that.
Your favorite ghost verse, and it doesn't matter if it's a solo song or if it's a Wu Tang song that he's just on.
Tell me and Chauncey, live road. Yeah,
Princess
you know I
Ghost,
won't prepare.
Princess Ghost. Like that's top 5 for me. My favorite
Mhm.
verse from him, and because of the fact that I know the kind of the people he was talking about in that situation, is his verse on Impossible. Call the ambulance. James been shot. Word to Kimmy, don't go, son. Nah, you my motherfucking heart. Like that right there. And I would say the whole song.
Go the my. You know what made me know Ghost was different?
What's
Remember,
that?
well, I can't remember what album it is, but the song about the belt, getting beat with the belt. That when I heard that, I said, "Yeah, this different right here, cuz you don't get songs like that where you break down getting beat with a belt on a whole song." You know
No
what I'm
doubt.
saying? Like that was bananas to me. That's what I knew right then.
I
Ghost
think
was
that I
different from
think
any
that was
other artist.
I think that song is on Bulletproof Wallets. I might be
Okay,
wrong, but I think it's either on Bulletproof Wallets or Fish Scale.
I think it's
Yeah,
fish scale. I think it's fish scale.
you know, I listen to all the Wu, but who I have listened to the most of that's in the Wu Tang,
Hmm.
Raekwon,
Okay.
all day, every day.
Yeah, and it's ill because like one of y'all mentioned earlier about like actually I kind of mentioned about like how did you feel about this album, because a lot of times when they do like a part two to an album to a classic, a lot of times it falls short. Raekwon had did Only Built for Cuban Links too.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
I personally liked it. I like the production. I like the lyricism. I like everything. My brother Pure, he was up there with Ghost on some of the joints. Matter of fact, Grease produced the song Eminem with Pure and Ray. I don't think it fell short. Do I think it was the first album? No,
Most
because
definitely not.
but
Nah.
you know what? Like, so I feel like for the people who's my son's age, like my son is 23. Yes, he's gonna say it's the same, like it's just as dope as the first one, because my son was very sheltered. I had him in a charter school and all that kind of stuff. So he's just listening to okay, this music is dope. We were outside wearing the Tommy Hill and the polo and running up on people for that, and everything that Ray and Ghost was talking about on that album. We were really going through it. So
The people who wore the triple fat gooses, the Jabro jeans and the Tims and the NY toboggans that had the baseball team on there.
still
They
wear
really
it.
they really understand this
Yeah,
Ghost album and I want to say this right here about Ghost, man. To me, Ghost and Raekwon almost, you know what I mean. I just really like their styles, and
together they mesh well.
Yeah, yeah.
anytime I hear a song with Ghost featuring Raekwon and Nas, I have to listen to it about 10
Yo,
times in a row.
verbal intercourse was through the lights, cameras, and national glamour couldn't go crazy. And the fact and salute Nas and everybody up there at Mass Appeal for sitting there making this Ghost album happen. Like they're doing an incredible job up there. I don't know if you guys just heard the project that Mass Appeal did for Slick Rick. That
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
heard, I
yeah,
heard,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's funny because I was telling earlier, and Jacob attested this. To me, I said I felt like that was the best album of the year before this Ghost album.